I love baseball cards. Got 'em, need 'em, got 'em, need 'em, need 'em, need 'em, got 'em, need 'em.
All right, welcome back to another episode of Remember the Great Sports Pickups. If you haven't watched it already, please check out my first video talking about 5x7 oversized cards. This is the second video of that pickups where I talk about the random 24 cards that I got in the mail recently. Now, these cards were only a quarter a piece. I bought all the other cards in the other video from this individual for varying prices. I think the most I paid for one individual card was a little over $3. Some of the cards were as little as 49 cents a piece, and others were like only 99 cents a piece. And the other nice thing about this seller is he caps out his shipping, meaning at a certain threshold he'll ship you, like up to 100 cards for a certain price. So that was kind of the nice thing about this. The seller wasn't trying to gouge you on shipping like many on eBay do. He was just trying to unload his stuff. So going back to these cards, there's 24 of them I'm going to go through here, and he had an auction going that there were 4 for $1. So I contacted him and I said, hey, I like the Royals and the Cardinals, so out of my 4 for $1, $6 worth of 4 for $1, can you add some Royals and Cardinals? And he said, yeah, sure, no problem. So we'll get to that in a second, but I just wanted to show you in comparison. Mo Vaughn's helping out again here to show you the size of these cards as comparison to a regular run-of-the-mill 90s junk wax era card. So thank you very much, Mr. Vaughn, for your assistance. So the first one, and I kind of put these by teams, and I kind of put them by card type. So the first one is a Lorenzo Cain, as you know, so I'm not going to talk too much about that. But out of that same set is a Eric Hosmer, numbered to 49, and both of those are numbered to 49. So there are the couple Royals that are in there. In addition, that set, I have a Yankees Brian McCann, numbered to 49, and also a DJ LeMahieu, former batting champ, numbered to 49. So very happy to have those in the collection. There is one more out of that set, but it's a Cardinals, so I kind of grouped all the Cardinals together. And that is a Colton Wong out of that set. And if you remember from the last video, the Topps game cards. There's an Aledmys Diaz, who's now a Toronto Blue Jay. And like in the last video, I compared, here's a real one versus the size of the small one. And as you can see, the blue back out of that collection, so pretty cool to add that. Now this one is out of that same Colton Wong set, but like a retro card, and that is a Sportsman's Park card with Enos Slaughter featured, and that's numbered to 49. Talks a little bit about Sportsman's Park and the 1946 World Series with Enos Slaughter. Now here's a unique one. This is a Cardinal, but it is a set for all the Cubs fans out there celebrating 100 years at Wrigley Field. Numbered to 99. And this celebrates on May 13th, 1958, Stan Musial became the 8th member of the 3,000 Hit Club. So Stan Musial got his 3,000th hit against the Cubs at Wrigley Field. So those are the Cardinals that I added to the collection, and very happy to get those from this seller. So we're going to move on and show you some more of those Wrigley cards, because he gave me a nice little stack of those. And this one, for the Phillies fans out there, is celebrating Cole Hamels in 2014. Sorry about the blurriness there. But when Cole Hamels threw a no-hitter against the Cubs. So, not to talk bad about the Cubs, but I just talked about two historic events against the Cubs. That's kind of a bad thing. So moving away from the bad things about the Cubs, let's talk positive here. Here is a Jorge Soler Cub, who's now a Royal. And that is him talking about in the 2015 NLDS going 4 for 7 with a pair of home runs against those very own St. Louis Cardinals. So there you go. Cubs fans, that's the Cubs beating up on the Cardinals. Now here's a cool one of my favorite players from my childhood, Rafael Palmeiro, out of that set. Here's another player, Aramis Ramirez, and what did he do? On June 20th, 2008, the first meeting between the White Sox, crosstown rivals, he hit a walk-off home run. Oh, walk-off RBI, excuse me. So, very happy to add those Cubs Wrigley Field celebration cards to the collection. Alright, so this next set is just really, really cool. It's very eye-popping, I guess you would call it. And the last video I talked about, I'm not too familiar with what new cards are out there. So I don't know if these cards are actual sized cards or if this is just something special for box toppers that were produced. But this is the 5-tool set, numbered to 49. And this one is an Adam Jones. And it's just a very cool design of a card. I mean, like a collage of images would be the best way I could describe it. Very, very cool. So there's an Adam Jones. Here is a Robinson Cano, numbered to 49. And a Hunter Pence, numbered to 49. Eric Hosmer again. For the Indians fans, here's an Edwin Encarnacion, but he's a Blue Jay on the card. And again, these are just eye-popping cards, just beautiful. Here is Evan Longoria, former Devil Ray. Here is former Tiger, now Angel, Ian Kinsler. Here is former Chicago Cub, Philadelphia Philly, Jake Arrieta. Here is current Red Sox, Hanley Ramirez. And finally, here is Matt Kemp as a Brave. Short time period that he was one. But these cards are just beautiful. I mean, again, I don't know if these are actual inserts out of the 2017 Topps. 2017, right? Yes. But the 5x7 versions are just awesome. I mean, not looking at collectability, you know, if you were just looking at these at first glance, this would be something you could decorate your room with. I mean, they're just that beautifully made. I mean, this reminds me of like an 8x10, you know, collage photo of a player. So, very happy to add that stack to the collection. Very, very happy. So we'll just move them off, and we only got a couple more here. I guess I should have saved those for last. Sorry. But we've got two more of the Topps game cards. One is a Josh Donaldson. Again. And finally, New York Met. Curtis Granderson, former New York Met, I should say. So, again, a couple more of those Topps game cards. The YouTuber out there has a new challenge now, trying to collect all of these. That might be a task in itself, being that these are only limited to 49 apiece. So, very tough to complete that set, I bet. There's probably more, there's definitely more than 49 of these out there. So, easier to complete the original set than it is probably this set. So, tell me what you guys think. For a quarter a piece, think that's a pretty good deal? Definitely a good deal in my opinion. So if you haven't, check out part 1 of these 5x7 card pickup videos. If you get a chance, I look very forward to hearing your comments on these. Are there other collectors of these out there? I've never seen anybody else really mention them other than they pull it out of their box and say, here's the box topper. If you're interested in trading them or maybe selling them for dirt cheap, I mean, again, I got these for a quarter a piece, so it's pretty hard for me to, you know, spend a whole lot of money on these when I'm getting them for that low of a price. So if you're, you know, just want to get rid of them and you got a stack of them, if you shoot me a fair price on the whole bundle, maybe I'll buy them from you. You just never know. So look forward to your comments below. Thanks for watching, and stay tuned for more pickup videos.